21. They did the same thing to my people. So then you said that they put millions of my Should a murderer go to jail for murdering? Absolutely. Should a thief go to jail when he steals? Absolutely. Should a robber pay back the money he robbed? Absolutely. So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did? That's right. One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
I'm in a hell of a hole, was never expected to grow. Just hustle sat in the road, that a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never our home. Only a place of captivity, safe facility, hating, disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe the slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting. The trail of my tears is countless. The fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angel, be ready to rap. Crack in the sky, nuclear missiles will make it official. I'm capturing every cracker surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be. Slavery for me. And let the whole world see that with them in the cages, safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash. Get resolved for the beast. 144, get the ruler show, we could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom we busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now.
You'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
Look, ain't no remorse in my blood slim. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I buy gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember YAHANNA's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in his body, you fit the Lord, fuck the cartel. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Vondale. Payback's a bitch in a dress, she a bombshell. Revenge is served cold, I just hope they making oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear it got that new car smell. Made myself a target in a world of mad shooters. There was design fire for our babies to pass through. In the day of our king's reign, I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellums. One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
All right, go ahead, clap it up, clap it up, clap it up. Hey, Shalom, Israel. This is the I.S.U.P.K. Start out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General YAHANNA. Man, we are here on Tuesday night as the Brotherhood class, man. We're talking about how we are going to save our lives and our people's lives today, man. There's a lot of things that's going on in this world right now, and a lot of our people are being destroyed. And we're being destroyed because we do not know how to truly save our life. See, the brothers in the I.S.U.P.K. and the sisters that came into the school in the I.S.U.P.K., we are starting to know and figure out how to save our lives now, because we have a righteous head. We have righteous leaders that give us counsel, that tells us and leads us in the way that we should go. But see, our brothers and sisters in the world, man, we love you, and we all struggle the same way that you're struggling right now. And we didn't know at first what we needed to do. Now we do. And this class is for all of us to know together exactly what we need to do so that way we can save one another's lives out here in this world, man. First things first, man, let's go to Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, chapter 10, verse 12.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 10, verse 12. The beginning of pride is when one departed from God.
The beginning of what?
The beginning of pride is when one departed from God.
See, that's one thing we gotta be like, we gotta know and we gotta understand. It's like, y'all. One thing we gotta know and understand for a fact is pride is one of our biggest downfalls in the 12 tribes of Israel, man. Pride is something that kills us on a daily basis. Pride is something that, oh, you stepped on my shoes, I gotta kill you. Oh, you talking too tough, I gotta kill you. Oh, you got more money than me, I gotta rob you. Oh, I'm down and out, man, I'd rather stay poor and go do something dumb than to ask somebody for help. See, pride is the thing that destroys the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian households because we don't know how to ask for help. We were never taught to know how to ask for help from Big Mama and all them. You know why? Because they were the number one prideful people. They never wanted to sit here and ask for help or search for the correct knowledge. And what does the Bible say right there?
The beginning of pride is when one departed from God.
Understand this, man. The beginning of pride is when you first depart yourself from the Most High. Because the Most High didn't want you to be prideful. He's never told his children to be prideful because in the Bible it says pride leads you to destruction. I'm paraphrasing. If you're a prideful person, the only thing that your pride leads you to is destruction. So if you are becoming prideful, that means that the first thing that you did was do what?
Depart from God.
Keep reading.
And his heart is turned away from his maker.
And at that point, your heart is now turned away from your maker, the person that is sitting here giving you the blueprint, sitting here telling you what you should do, what you shouldn't do. That's the reason why we have this Bible. That's the reason why we have the precepts in the scriptures, is to lead us in the right path. But if you're not listening to it, if you're not going to hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God to observe and do all his commandments, because you're being prideful, just know that you are turning yourself away from your Father, your maker. And when you do that, destruction comes. There's no way for you to succeed in life when you're willing to sit here and distance yourself from your Father and his laws and his rules, because nothing good comes from being prideful and turning away from your Father and his laws and his rules. Keep reading now.
Verse 13, for pride is the beginning of sin.
Pride is the beginning of what?
Of sin.
And keep reading.
And he that hath it shall pour out abominations.
He that hath it shall pour out abomination. Hey, let's go to 1 John, this whole Ecclesiasticus. Let's go to 1 John 3 and 4. Once you have it, let me know. Because today, like, I woke up this morning and I seen something that was so disturbing to me that it had to be talked about today. It had to be brought out. And this might not have happened today, but this is something that happened and was put on social media, and it was just horrific. Go ahead and read.
This is the book of 1 John chapter 3, verse 4. Whosoever committeth sin transgressive also the law.
So what is sin? According to this scripture right here, what is sin?
Knowing the commandments.
Read the scripture again.
Whosoever sin transgressive also the law.
Keep reading.
For ascension of the law.
So what is sin?
Knowing the commandments and still disobeying.
Right. Sin is transgression of the law. When in the law, statutes, and commandments have it said, you know what? I want murderers. I want drug dealers and killers. I want people that's going to sit here and be prideful. I want people to eat pork, crab, shrimp, lobster. I want people to sit here and not obey me. When in the law has it said that?
Nowhere, sir.
So in Ecclesiasticus, when it sits here and says, for pride is the beginning of sin, what does that mean? Can anybody tell me what that means?
When you think you're too good to obey the Most High.
Exactly. When you feel like you too good to obey the Most High. Now, who in this world right now feels like they're too good to obey the Most High?
The ones that grew up without fathers.
The ones that grew up without fathers? Okay. What you got, Art?
The white man are the one.
The oppressor.
The oppressor.
Yeah. The oppressor feels like he's too good to obey the Most High God. You want to know why? Because he wasn't given these laws, statutes, and commandments. So when he hears them, he doesn't care about them. He doesn't care about following the laws of the land or the law or the rules that's going on right now, because he feels like he's too good to follow them. This is what we got to understand. Anytime we decide we want to break the laws, understand this. You are being just like your oppressor. The person that has destroyed the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian community for over 400 years, going on 500 years. When you start breaking the law, you are just like him. You are just like your oppressor. You are just like their people. And that's the worst thing that you could ever possibly be, is just like them. The Most High God has chosen us to be a royal priesthood, a chosen generation, a peculiar people, something that everybody cannot be, but instead we want to be just like our oppressor, who's supposed to be our footstool. That's the problem with Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. We got to understand, man, we are so great in this world. And the reason why they're teaching us to destroy ourselves by doing drugs, by being drug dealers, murderers, and killers, putting us behind bars and enslaving us behind those bars. The reason why they're doing that is because they want to destroy us. They're doing the will of their Father. So what we are supposed to do is the will of our Father, which is following the law, statutes, and commandments, being humble, being people of honor, respect, and integrity. But right now, we're destroyed from a lack of knowledge. We want to sit here and do the exact thing that we know we're not supposed to do. Because every day we wake up, what do we see on social media? Man, we see drugs, strippers, prostitution, rappers. They got all this money, got all these cars, got all these women. And you know what? We want that lifestyle. We want to be just like those people, not knowing that those people are going to sit here and destroy themselves because they are doing the thing that the Most High said do not do. Go ahead, go back to Ecclesiasticus chapter 10 and read verse 13 again.
This is the book of Ecclesiasticus chapter 10, verse 13. For pride is the beginning of sin, and he that hath it shall pour out abomination.
Keep reading.
And therefore the Lord brought upon them strange calamities and overthrew them utterly.
Understand this, man. As long as you are going to sit here and go against your Father, don't be surprised when things happen, when things come about to destroy you and utterly kill you. Why do you think that we're going through half these plagues and half these COVIDs and all these other things that's going on in this world right now. These things are to be in our way to destroy us because we don't want to sit here and follow the Most High. Go ahead, Art.
I was gonna say the biggest problem is trying not to fix the problem. So when people think that they can't fix the problem, they just sit there and ignore it and be like, "Oh, it is what it is."
But see, the thing about it is, and what you said is right on. Art. The problem is there is a fix to the problem. Our people don't want to be fixed right now because they are too busy living the life. Go to John 8:44. They are too busy living a life that was never meant for us in the first place. And that's our problem. That's what we have to fix. We have to stop trying to be like everybody else and be like what the Most High told us to be. Go ahead, Art.
Not only that, but they don't even have faith in the Most High. They don't think He can really change the way it is.
You want to know why they don't have faith? Because who were you taught the Most High was before you came into the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge?
A white man.
Right. Would you have faith in the same person that enslaved you?
La, sir.
So that's why our people don't have faith. Our people don't have faith because they don't know who the Most High is. They don't know who Christ really is, because the person that they see is the person that's in every church. Caesar Borgia is the exact person that enslaved them, enslaved their ancestors, and has whipped the backs of our people and told our people, you know what? I don't care if this is your homeland. You stay across that other border that I made to keep you away from your people. Go ahead, Art.
Not only that, but they told him to turn the other cheek and just take it.
Right. And they don't even know what that really means. They just want what they want what they want, Art. They don't teach you the correct thing. The oppressor has taught certain people, like the Christian pastors, like your Catholic priest, to teach you, oh, you know what, man, it don't matter what everybody does to you. It's time for you to turn the other cheek. And you know what? If they smack you on your right side, turn and show them your left side. Nah. See, if you smack my right side, I know exactly who you are. I'm not going to give you the opportunity to smack my left side. They just did that because the oppressor has taught them to teach us that. The oppressor has whipped the Christian church into submission. They can't whip the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge into submission. They cannot strong arm us, but they have done it to the Christian church. They have done it to the Catholic churches and priests. That's the reason why they're teaching you the philosophies and vain deceits that they are. That's why we say that your Christian pastors are wolves in sheep's clothing. They are ravening wolves, eating off of the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian culture and communities, because at the end of the day, they're teaching you exactly what the oppressor told them to teach you. And that's not what we're about. We're about teaching you what's right. Go ahead and read that precept out.
This is the book of John, chapter 8, verse 44. Ye are of your father, the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do.
Understand this. If you are doing what Ecclesiasticus 10 and 12 said, when it says that pride, it says that the beginning of pride is when one departs from God. If you are departing yourself from the Most High God, understand this. You are going to start doing the will of your father. And who is your father if you're not following the Most High God?
Christianity.
You are following the devil. Everybody know what the devil is. The devil means the deceiver, the person that's showing you and telling you that everything is good, but really it's all bad. See, the Bible tells you, woe unto him that calls good evil and evil good. Who is teaching you that good is evil? Who is teaching you that following the laws, statutes, and commandments is wrong? It's your oppressor. Who is teaching you that evil is good? Selling drugs is a good thing. Prostitution is a great thing. Pimping is a great thing. Who is teaching you these things? Your oppressor. And understand this, when you are starting to follow your oppressor, you are doing what your father, the devil, wants you to do. Your father is now the oppressor. And anything he tells you to do, ye will do. Now, hey, let me get one of the microphones real quick, all right? Because I'm gonna show y'all this. You can just pass it right here. I'm gonna show y'all this video that just surfaced.
He's saying they found a kilo of fentanyl at that daycare where the 1-year-old boy died and 3 other children got sick. 2 people have now been arrested, including the daycare's owner, and multiple law enforcement sources confirmed that police are looking for a 3rd suspect.
All right, Fox 5 Lisa Evers joins us live from Kingsbridge Heights. Lisa, what's the latest?
Well, Stephen, Natasha, my law enforcement sources are telling me that there is a joint local and federal investigation underway right now into whether the daycare center had ties to a drug distribution ring. And a 3rd suspect being sought is actually the husband of the daycare center. All of this as the dad of the boy who lost his life tells us his heart is broken forever.
It's a really hard moment. This is not supposed to happen.
Otonia Feliz fought back tears as he talked about his baby boy, 1-year-old Nicholas Dominici. Police say the infant died from an apparent opioid overdose believed to be fentanyl Friday afternoon at a daycare center inside a Bronx apartment.
If you take all the beautiful words on the word, this is incredible. So, really happy boy. It's broken my heart.
On Sunday, 36-year-old Gray Mendez,
Salaki, let's just let that soak in real quick. Here you go, out. Let's just let that soak in for a quick second. You telling me a 1-year-old boy, a 1-year-old little kid is dead because people, the 12 tribes of Israel in the Bronx, they have a daycare center. But you know what else they did in that daycare center? They sold drugs in that daycare center. So now a 1-year-old boy is dead. And his father is mourning and longing for his son that is now dead. We don't have nowhere that we can let our kids be safe anymore. We can't even take our kids to daycare now. Because in the daycares, you don't know what these other people are choosing to do. Because these other people are doing the will of their father, the devil. That now our 1-year-old child, our 1-year-old brother, our 1-year-old son is dead, man. I have kids. I take my kids to daycare all the time. Just think, if you get a phone call, if you took your kids to a daycare, that, you know what, your child is no longer with us because people that chose to turn their backs on the Most High God decided to sell drugs in that daycare. It's hard enough for us to live life with children and live life, period. So yes, sometimes we got to do things alone. Sometimes we got to do things because everybody has to go to work. We should be able to trust our own people to be able to take care of our children and us not to get a phone call saying that our child is dead. In that daycare at the Bronx, there were 3 kids that was hurt. 1 kid dead. The police and the EMS and the ambulances had to, in the fire department, had to go into that daycare and give those 3 kids Narcan. For those that don't know what Narcan is, that is the medicine and the chemicals that they spray up people's nose to bring people back from having overdoses. They had to do that to children. our people are so gone whole unto not following the law, statutes, and commandments, not following the Most High God, that they're willing to put your child in danger. That is beyond crazy, that we have gotten to the point that you can't even trust certain people at daycare because they got fentanyl, a kilo. That ain't even a little piece of fentanyl. They had a kilo of opioids, fentanyl, in their apartment, the same apartment that they have a bunch of kids for daycare. And you don't see how we are utterly destroyed? You don't see how the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian community is under attack? You don't see how these things are what's destroying our communities? But if we would follow the Most High God, we wouldn't have to worry about that. Right. There would be no drugs in our community. There would be no harming of little children in our community. There will be no murder in our communities if we would follow the law, statutes, and commandments. But it starts with us. We got to make the choice to follow the Most High God and stop being of our father the devil. Because if you are of your father the devil, read what it says. All right.
Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do.
And the lust of your father ye will do. The lust of the deceiver you would do. The lust of the oppressor and his oppression, you will start doing it. Keep reading, huh?
He was a murderer from the beginning.
He was a what?
Murderer from the beginning.
No, he was a nice guy.
He was a murderer from the beginning.
He was the enslaver of your race from the beginning. He was the person that destroyed your community and land and your household from the beginning. Keep reading.
And abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him.
And he does not follow the law, statutes, and commandments. He does not abode in the truth. He does not abide by the same laws that you abide by, because they are not in him, because they weren't given to him. But this is who you want to follow. This is who you choose to put on high above the Most High. You choose to put your oppressor and all his oppressive things and all the things that kill us and all the things that hurt us in this community and put us in chains. You choose to put that before your God. The one that said, if you would just follow me, I'll put you above all nations on the face of the earth. But you will rather do what? You will rather sit here and abide by a deceiver that's only using you just until you do enough to get sent to his next trap. If you think that I'm lying, go to 1 Timothy 6 and 9. Let's just go to 1 Timothy 6 and 9 and let's see what happens there. Because there's a lot of things that we have to get into, man. And like I said, like that was crazy to hear this morning that 3 people were involved in a 1-year-old dying and 2 other kids being seriously injured because they all ingested fentanyl at such a young age. Man, that child, man, that was a precious child, man. That was a precious child of the Most High God. And you get to see your brother on that screen crying, holding back his tears as much as he could because his 1-year-old son, every man prays to have a son. Every man. I don't know not one man that did not pray for the Most High to just give him the opportunity to have a son. And what you sat here and asked for has been taken away from you because someone is deciding not to follow the laws, but deciding to do the will of their father, who is the devil. Go ahead and read.
This is the book of 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 9. But they that will be rich fall in temptation and a snare.
They that what?
But they that will be rich fall into temptation and in a snare.
All right. Now, first question. What is a snare?
A trap.
A trap. So read it again, and let's break it down for people to understand it. We all know that a snare is a trap. So instead of saying snare this time, say trap.
But they that will be rich fall into temptation and a trap.
And a trap. Now, how many people have heard the story of all these multimillionaires and all these rich folks doing things that they know they wasn't supposed to do to become rich? Has anybody heard about what they got to do to get the record labels?
They got to commit sin.
They got to commit sins. They say it all the time. To get that money, to get that bag in the music industry, you got to sell your soul to the devil. Now that we know what the context is, you got to sell your soul to your oppressor. If you want to be on a TV screen, what do you have to do?
Sell your soul to the oppressor.
Sell your soul to the oppressor. There was multiple people that came out about that. Terry Crews was one of the people. Terry Crews said in front of his wife, the oppressor, when he went to shake his hand, shook his hand and then grabbed his rod in front of Terry Crews' wife. You talking about big swole Terry Crews, and for him to be on the TV screen, he had to deal with an oppressor humiliating him by grabbing him in front of his wife in a sexual manner that should no man allow another man to grab you. Go ahead.
I was gonna say that's one of the rituals they do to like symbolize strength or power.
Right.
Same thing they was doing when they back in slavery when they used to do buck breaking.
Exactly. And that's exactly where I was going to. Like, great point. Y'all don't understand what's going on here. Like, y'all don't understand that these are traps. These are the things that they're putting in front of you. They know that we want money. They oppress us to make us want the money. They oppress us so much on a regular basis that we will do whatever it takes to never be oppressed again, which means that we fall into their snares. We fall into their traps. Go ahead, Art.
I was gonna say that's why that's one reason why every child has that desire to be on some kind of screen, whether it's a phone screen or a TV screen.
Exactly. Because what? That's the only thing that's being pushed. Everybody's pushing being on what? Phone, iPads. You know what? When you was young, what did you want to do? You want to be just like the rappers. You want to be just like the NBA players. You want to be just like the football players. You want to be just like the athletes that's running track and doing all these other things. You wanted to be just like everybody that you saw on TV. Why? Because they got all the money. They got all the fame. They got all the fortune. They got all the women. They got everything. And what do you have? A one-bedroom apartment that you share with 12 other people. They got roaches in it. You own Section 8. You getting food stamps. And you know what? Sometimes if I don't hurry up and try to get me a little piece of the meal, man, I'm just not going to eat that night. And I got to share clothes with my siblings. And can't nobody go too hard at recess, because if you go too hard at recess and you mess up those clothes, you did not just mess up your clothes. You messed up the lineage clothes. You messed up the clothes that you're supposed to pass down, because we don't get clothes that often. This is what Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians go through. But because you don't want to live like that no more, because that was how you was raised, you will fall into the temptation and the snares of your oppressor just so you could be rich. These people, these 3 people that killed that 1-year-old kid, that 1-year-old boy, and injured those 2 other kids, they fell into the traps and snares of the oppressor because they wanted to be just like them. So that's why, you know what? The only way I could be just like them, I can't be on the TV screen. I ain't a rapper. I don't know how to play sports. But you know what I can do? I can cook it up. I can let my wrist flip. I can go ahead and cook that bird one time or go ahead and sell this fentanyl and opioids to these people and make this quick buck. But little did they know that they just fell into the traps and the snares of the oppressor. And now a 1-year-old child had to suffer, had to die at your hands for you to understand that you finally fell into a trap. It wasn't just good enough for you to have a daycare. It wasn't just good enough for you to love your people and give your people an opportunity for them to go to work while you watch their children and you get paid. Because I ain't gonna lie, man, these daycares, they running it up. I know the cheapest daycare around right now is dang near charging $500 to $1,000 a month, depending on what kids you have. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, they know what they doing. They giving you the bullets and the band-aids so you can hurt yourself. Then when you gotta heal yourself, you gotta come to them and they hurt you some more to where it creates this like endless cycle.
Right. It's a never-ending cycle with your oppressor. They are going to play. Just think about dealing with your oppressor. It's like riding a Ferris wheel. Just think about it like that. Everybody rode a Ferris wheel, right? Everybody knows when you first get on that ride, you at the very bottom, right? Then what happens? You go on, you start ticking your way up to the top, right? And then you go around in a full circle. Now, let me tell you what that means. When your oppressor sits here and they first give you the drugs and they first give you their things that they like, they starting to bring you on up with them, right? Then they get you to a high point where now you feel like you better than your own people. That's when they feel like they got you. That's when they know, you know what? I think I might have them. Then they like, okay, well, let me give them some more. So now they got you at the very top, but now you rich and you famous. But now you got to do something for them. Now they want more from you. Hey, man, you don't see how I got you out the hood? You don't see how I got you this money? Hey, now, you know what? I want you. Nah. I don't want you in that way. Nah, I want you in the way that I want you. And we all know the oppressors, they some fun boys. They like bussy. They don't like the women that they lay with all the time. I know y'all done heard multiple stories about all these people in high places and what they look for and what they want. They'll get to the point where they invite you to a mainstream party. You start drinking there, and all of a sudden you passed out. But while you was passed out, they got a video of you. And while you was knocked out, passed out, they done had all they partners sit here and run train on you. And they recorded it. And now that you wake up the next morning and your backside hurt, now they telling you, hey, you need to sign this contract. You see this contract right here? Yeah, you're going to sign this contract. Hey, man, this ain't the money that we talked about. This is less than what we... Oh, you ain't going to sign that contract? Whatever. This is what we got to show you. And they start playing the video back of you being ran a train on by other men. You a man, but other men done ran a train on you. They done recorded it, and now they got you signing a contract. Or they sat here and told you, you know what? Here's a kilo. You need to break it down, flip it, sell it, and I need my percentage. Then they sit here and have somebody come rob you of that kilo. You don't know that they had them come rob you, but they know. And you know what happens right after that? Nah, they call you and tell you, hey, what's going on? You got to call them and be like, man, hey, you know, somebody just got me for that kilo. I need another one so that way I can go ahead and try to make back your money. They got you right here. Now they like, oh, you need me? You need a favor from me? Okay, so you know what that favor means, right? That means you owe me. So now you're in debt to them 2 times over. So now it's a never-ending cycle. Because at the end of the day, what they're trying to do is they're trying to enslave you every way possible, in any way possible. Go ahead, Art.
They bring you up so everybody that's below you can see you while you up.
Right.
So when they take you down, it pretty much like that's how they get paid. That's how they get everything that you was pretty much saving up for or gathered.
Exactly.
But not only that, but they'll also send like an agent or somebody like a undercover to your house because they know that you got what they gave you.
Exactly. You don't think that they know how to play this game out? They done played this game for over 500 years. You don't think they're a master at this? Like, that's what we fail to realize. These people know what they're doing. These people, we think that we getting around them. No. Everything that we do that's against the Most High is falling into the snares and traps and the temptations of your oppressor. That's giving them more opportunities to own you and enslave you. And that's what we're teaching right now for you to stop doing. You cannot fall for the traps of them, man. Keep reading now. 1 Timothy 6:9. Keep reading, man.
This is the 1 Timothy 6:9.
Mm-hmm.
But they that will be rich fall into temptation and a trap, and into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which draw men into destruction and perdition.
Into what?
In destruction and perdition.
So all these things, when it says and into many foolish and hurtful lusts. Come on now. Why do you think we have prostitution? Why do you think when you go down Bissonnet and Plainfield, you'll see a bunch of sisters out there and literally nothing? And they just hopping out of one car into the next car. They just hopping through cars, hopping out of police cars, hopping out of all kind of cars. Why do you think that those things are happening? They're doing that because what? They want to be rich. They want to make their pimps rich. They feel like if I get enough money, then you know what? I'll be done for the night. So let me go be the best prostitute I can be. But why? Why are these the things that we have to do? Why are these the things that we are looking for our people to do? If you Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians, you shouldn't be around here being a prostitute, a stripper. Really and truthfully, we shouldn't even be worrying about trying to be rich in this world. Because at the end of the day, you can't take nothing with you. You trying to leave it for your family, but what are you leaving for your family? What are you really leaving for your family? You're leaving them money, but you also leaving them the debt of having to deal with your oppressor. Because who you think got to take over that debt? When you finally pass away, you think your oppressor that's been messing with you, that's been getting you to do whatever he wanted to do, you think that he's just done with y'all? No. Now he's coming for your kids. Now he's coming for your wife. And that's where it all begins, man. So now you're trying to do whatever it takes to get yourself out of this hole that you dug yourself into. You trying to get off this Ferris wheel, and the oppressor like, nah, we're not done with you yet. You got to go around one more time. Oh, no, we ain't done. We got another time. But now you ready to get off. So what do you think you got to do to get off now? You on a Ferris wheel and it's nonstop going and it won't let you off. What are you thinking about you have to do now? You got to jump off. And when you jump off, 9 times out of 10, where are you jumping off at?
Juice WRLD.
Huh?
I said Juice WRLD.
Where you think you jumping off at?
At the top.
You jumping off at the top. And what happens while you falling down? You at the very top of the Ferris wheel because you just keep going and you trying to be like, you know what, let me time it. Let me time when I can get off. And you jump. And when you jump, you at the very top. Now you diving down head first. Go ahead.
That's why they in the streets, they call it crash dummies.
Exactly. They are trying to make all blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians be crash dummies. They're trying to destroy you. That's why it said, and into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drown men in destructions and perditions. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to drown you out. They're trying to kill you. They're trying to make you feel like you can't ever get your head above water. This is why they're trying to make you be rich. They're trying to oppress you to become rich. And the reason why they're trying to oppress you to become rich is so that way they can lead you into their traps and snares and then drown you and make you feel like you can never get out until you decide to kill yourself or destroy yourself to the point where you get locked up and you're away from your family, you're away from your household, and you're away from doing what you're supposed to do, which is following the Most High God, teaching your children to follow the Most High, and your family being protected by a real man instead of the oppressor. Go ahead, Art.
Then the trap's so bad to where if you mess your credit up, you can't even get nowhere to stay on your own.
You can't. Then you got to sit here and try to ask your mama and then be like, hey, mom, can you co-sign on me getting an apartment? If they say, if I'm late on my rent, they say I need somebody else that got a good credit because my credit's shot. Then you got to try to figure out where you're going to live. All because what? You're trying to follow the oppressor and what they do.
They cunning.
The Bible says that they're cunning hunters. Keep reading on.
For the love of money is the root of all evil.
For the love of what?
For the love of money is the root of all evil.
See, a lot of people, they hear this and they be like, oh, so we're not supposed to like money? We're not supposed to want to get money? We're not supposed to. Look, let me tell you something. In the world that we live in, you got to work. You got to slave. You got to try to make ends meet. But when it says for the love of money, when you love money so much that you will sit here and sell your soul for it, that's where it says it's the root of all evil. Because you're willing to do whatever for it. You should never be so dependent on money that you would do whatever for it. Like that's some different stuff right there. If you a man and you ready to take it up your backside for some money and you don't see that that's evil, if you a woman and you're saying that, you know what, I will go and suck and swallow and be with any man and every man on the face of this earth for little to nothing, just so I can have some money, that's a problem. When you're sitting here saying that I have a kilo of fentanyl in a daycare and a 1-year-old child dies and 2 other children are seriously hurt because I have fentanyl in the apartment just so I can make some money, that's a problem. You don't see the problem? You don't see how the love of money is the root of all evil? You don't see how, we got all these people going to court talking about they have molested cast members. You don't see all these artists coming out talking about, I had to leave the industry because they started tripping, man. And, I've been in the industry for over 20 years and now I'm finally speaking my story. I'm telling my truth. Oh, you found out that, you know, that money that you got, them riches that you got came with a price. And now you ready to get about the game. You tired of them doing what they do to you. Go ahead,
And either one, you said something, the court. You go down to that county and be up in there in the morning, you're gonna hear all these young brothers up in there on these dope cases, on these gang related cases, chasing after their money, man.
Man, that's all that it is when you go down to that court.
Sad.
If it ain't one thing, it's another.
That's right.
I know when I had to go down there to the court, I seen a bunch of brothers down there for either, like, there's a couple things. You could be down there for child support.
Right.
You can be down there for drug charges that you're trying to beat. You can be down there because, you know what, man, you know, I was on the corner down there with my partners and they rolled up on us, man. You know, I got a bond, but now I'm at court again because, you know, I got to make sure that I don't miss my court date. Because if I miss my court date, then they taking me off of probation, they taking me off of everything, and they about to lock me up. Go ahead,
Well, one thing, where you in the orange and you down under that court and they emptying the flows and man, this thing be packed to the brim. I'm talking about like sardines down there.
Right.
And that ain't even a little fraction of how many people is up inside that building.
Exactly. And why do you think they put y'all in such a cramped place? Why do you think that they do that to us? Because they did us just like that when they had the transatlantic slave ship.
That's right.
When we was on them ships, when our people were on them ships, you was cramped just like you are when you was in that orange. It's a never-ending cycle when you mess with the oppressor and you let him control what you do in life. You got something else?
I was gonna say all of this comes from the things you teach a child, because I got a cousin that graduated and he pretty much saying, I don't even want to go to college. I'm trying to talk him into it. Then I got another cousin that's like 12 years old and like the 7th grade, talking about I don't even know why I'm learning this.
See, and that's the thing. The society that we live in don't want us to learn nothing. They don't want us to have degrees. They don't want us to get that paper. They don't want us to get knowledge, period, point blank. Now, let me just go ahead and say this. You don't have to have a degree to be successful. But I'd rather you go get a degree than for you to drop out of high school and get locked up and be in them behind them bars. Because at the end of the day, we have special talents that our oppressor will never, and I mean never, be able to match. But they want us gone. They want us dead. And that's why they're doing everything in their power to put everything in our way to destroy us. Go ahead, keep reading. For the love of money is the root of all evil.
Which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many arrows. Verse 11.
Through many what?
With many sorrows.
Many sorrows. Because you trying to covet. You trying to hold on to it. You trying to do anything. You know what? Go to Matthew 6:19 real quick too. You trying to hold on to money so tight. You trying to hold on to everything that can make you money so tight that you what? You're coveting it. You're holding on to it. And what is it causing you? Many sorrows. Because what do you have to do? You have to sell your soul to get money. Why are you trying to sell your soul just to get money, man? Like what? Go ahead and read that precept once you have it, man.
Matthew 6:19.
Kind.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 6, verse 19. Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth.
What is the Bible just said?
Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth.
What color are these letters?
Christ.
So Christ is telling Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Lay not up yourselves the treasure upon this earth. Keep reading.
Where moth and rust do corrupt, and
Keep
where
reading.
and where thieves break through and steal.
What is that saying? Can any of y'all tell me what that's saying right there? Go ahead.
It's saying to don't chase after the riches of this earth. Chase after the most highest riches, the things that's truly important, like integrity, the things that's follow the commandments, make the most high happy. Don't, chase lust and things like that. Well, you know what I'm saying? You could get, like you say, robbed.
Mm-hmm.
It's just gonna get taken, deteriorate, things like that.
Right.
Lay up things like when you after the laws, statutes, and commandments, that's forever. You could pass that down to generation. If you passing that through generation, how your family gonna lose, especially if they stick to it.
Right. See, that's the thing. When it's telling you lay not up, lay not up yourself the treasures upon this earth. It's telling you, man, look, what you got?
I got so pretty much, like,
Go ahead.
don't put your trust into the things that you can that don't have life, the things that's not able to work or not able to move, because those same things pretty much rust away, or somebody can just come and take it.
Okay, so quick question. You're saying don't, give your trust into things that don't have life, right? Okay, so a Christian church,
They don't have life, sir.
they don't have life, right?
Life is keeping the commandments.
Life is keeping the commandments, right?
Sir.
Right. So our people shouldn't go to the Christian church because those are things. Because I'm going based off of what you're saying, so I'm letting our people know they shouldn't be going to the Christian church because they don't have life there, right?
Sir.
Because life is what? What did you say? Because you said something very heavy. What is life?
Keeping the commandments.
Keeping the commandments. It's not only just talking about money. It's talking about watch where you're being and where you're going. The treasure. What does the precept say about your treasure? Your treasure is where your what?
Where the Most High is?
Where your heart is. And where your heart is where is your heart supposed to be?
And following the commandments.
Following the commandments. So our people is laying their hearts with the treasures of this earth, which is doing what? Robbing,
stealing, killing, saving everything they have for somebody to take it.
And what's gonna happen at the end of the day?
White man gonna take it, or your brother, somebody that look just like you that don't keep the commandments.
At the end of the day, the oppressor's gonna still get his money back. You can sit here and have all these millions of dollars, but at the end of the day, your oppressor's still gonna get his bread back. He's still gonna get back all his drugs. He's still gonna get back all his guns. He's still gonna get back every single thing that he gave to you to make you feel good. Because as soon as you die, where does it go?
Back to him.
Goes back to him anyway. Because he rules what?
This kingdom.
He rules this earth. Your oppressor rules this earth. So what do you need to do? You need to lay your heart where? Where do I? Because everybody knows that your heart is your mind, right? Because so if you know that your heart, when the Bible's talking about your heart, it's talking about your mind. Where should you lay your heart?
Following the commandments.
Because at the end of the day, following the law, statutes, and commandments gives you what?
Life.
And not
death.
And what do you get at the end of the day if you follow the law, statutes, and commandments?
The things that was promised.
Which is?
Everything you desire. That's not unlawful.
Like, come on, it's one word. What you got? It's one word.
Kingdom.
Say it again.
The kingdom.
The kingdom. That if you follow the law, statutes, and commandments, you're not worried about this world. You're not worried about the things of this earth right now. You're not worried about getting all this money and all these riches of this world, of the oppressor's world, because you know when your Father comes back, you know when Christ come back and the sky cracks open. I'm doing everything that I'm doing to make my Father proud of me, so that way He said, "Well done, my good and faithful servant. Come on up, come on in this place, and not depart from me. I never knew thee." So what does the precept say?
Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust do corrupt.
Keep reading.
And where thieves break through and steal.
Keep reading.
But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven.
Lay up yourself what?
For treasures in heaven.
Keep reading. Where neither moth
nor rust do corrupt.
Keep reading.
And where thieves do not break through nor steal.
And keep reading. This is the best part of it right there.
For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also.
Exactly. That brought it all the way home, man. Like, that's the reason why we don't need to sit here and try to gain all the riches of this world and try to shake hands and love the oppressor to the point where we're doing everything that he says for us to do. If he say jump, we say how high. If he say bend over or put your hand on your back, then that's what you're doing. Man, it is time for us to be set apart. It's time for us to love one another. It's time for us to follow the law, statutes, and commandments so that way we can save one another's lives. We can't save each other's lives if we're too busy trying to kill each other. We can't save one another's lives if we're too busy trying to sell drugs in a daycare. We can't sit here and save each other's lives if you wearing red and I'm wearing blue and I'm ready to shoot you because you wearing the wrong color, throwing up the wrong set. We can't save each other's lives when we too busy being each other's opponents, when we supposed to be teammates. If you Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, you are my brother, dog. If you are part of the 12 tribes of Israel, you are my brother. You are my partner. You are my teammate. We are not ops. I don't care what the society and what the oppressor has told you. We not ops. We brothers. And it's time for us to gather ourselves together, like Zephaniah 2:1 said, "O nation that's not desired," and start desiring one another enough to stop selling drugs in our community. Stop killing one another. Stop sitting here prostituting our women. Stop making it where women feel like, you know what, the only way I can get a man's attention is if I show all my goodies. Like, as men, this is what we need to do as men. First things first, as men, we need to tell women, you know what, the more skin you show, the more you look like a hoe. The more skin I see on you, the more I don't want to be around you. I don't want to be with you. You want to know why? Because if you're showing me all this, what are you showing the next guy?
More. Exactly.
If I know I'm seeing you in a bathing suit, what is the next guy seeing you in?
Nothing.
Right. If I see you in a swimsuit, he's seeing you in your bathing suit. As men, we got to give back our women's honor. As women, you need to be honored to wear more clothing. You shouldn't feel like, well, I can't be myself if I'm not wearing wearing the clothes that I want to wear. Why do you feel like you got to wear horse things to be a real woman? Do you know what a real woman is? Do you know what a virtuous woman is? Do you know what being a silent and loving woman is? Oh, and fellas, don't think I forgot. Because the same way we treat women as whores, we whores too. Because you know what? We don't know how to choose our women correctly. Yes, the Bible says we can have more than one wife. But that doesn't mean that you just go out and grab any Becky, Susie, Shaquita, and make her your rib. And then at the end of the day, throw her away. Why? You should have more DC. That's something that we say down here, man. You should have some DC. You should have control of your rod. You should understand that, you know what? They always taught women that they are the prize. But little did they know that that man is a prize as well. And what you want from me as a man, that is a luxury. That is something that you get from me when you give me something. I'm not just laying down with any woman. You want to know why? Because any woman that I lay down with, you are experiencing something that's great. Because the Most High chose every brother in the I.S.U.P.K, every brother of the 12 tribes of Israel to be something great. You don't just get to have whatever you feel like and just throw it away. Oh, you know, he was just a one-night stand and, you know, I hit it and I ain't never doing it again. No. Sex is marriage. This is a union. So when we lay down, understand that this is a union. This ain't something that just, oh, this is a one-night stand. No, this is a forever thing. And see, and the brothers in the truth, we gonna let you know. Hey, say, look, say, little mama. I know you smelling this Captain Tazariak oil. I understand that, you know, you done went past the 4th dimension, you done went to the 5th dimension with this oil, you know. I know you around here with your nose up like the old cartoon characters, but you know what? Hey, hold on now. Because I believe sex is marriage. I don't want to say, I don't even know you like that. Like, we gotta have more honor in ourselves as well. We need to stop going to the strip clubs, throwing money, making it rain, and making it seem like that's the thing to do. That's not the thing to do. It is time for us to be more serious about ourselves and about loving one another. Because when you're not serious, then a 1-year-old dies of fentanyl poisoning. A 1-year-old. Your children suffer because you're not being serious. Your household suffers because you're not taking it serious. And the oppressor is winning because you're on his Ferris wheel doing everything he wants, and he has you in his snares. Understand that all these things come about because we don't want to listen. We don't want to do the things that we have to do because we're so busy, caught up in what? What are we caught up in? That's the reason why we go ahead. Temptation. Because it looked good. And if it looked good, then it must feel good. And if it feels good, then it must be good. That's just like everybody. When they rolled up the weed for the first time and hit the weed for the first time, they like, man, this weed smell good. Man, oh, it got this. Oh, it feels fluffy. It feels okay, it breaks down easy. Okay, I'm rolling it up now. Okay, I'm lighting it up. And you start smoking it. You take that first puff, and then what? You start leaning back like, ooh. Hey, man, this good right here. Man, where you get this from, man? Hey, man, we might go get some more. Little do you know, you just fell in a trap based off of your temptations. That same thing about women when they want to go to the strip clubs. Oh, okay. You know what? I need some money. So you know what? Hey man, I'm gonna go to this strip club. I'm only gonna do it for about 3 months until I can catch up on my rent. And then what? Now you've been stripping for 3 years. Everybody knows you as Coco. Now, Coco, you can't even go to the gas station and pump some gas because you got men that you used to dance on at the strip club following you around, and now they at the gas station trying to get more Coco. Oh, you know what? Hey, my cousin put me on, man. We used to sell grams, but now we up there to kilos, and now we getting it going. And now, oh snap. A 1-year-old just died because, man, I got a kilo. I got a kilo of fentanyl, and I didn't know that, me having a daycare and a kilo of fentanyl, that a kid that can walk, that can move around, can find it and ingest it. You're falling into a trap based off of your temptations that you see because you want to be rich. You want to have all this money, but you're willing to lose everything over that. Understand that these things that you're dealing with, when you feel like you're tempted, understand this. Anytime that you are tempted, it's really your demon. There's a demon inside you that wants you to follow after the lust of the oppressor, after the things that the oppressor is bringing to you. Go ahead, Op.
Pastors like to teach that demons are only in hell.
You said what?
I said pastors like to teach that demons are only in your afterlife.
That's crazy. You want to know why?
Because once you spiritually die.
Go to Matthew 12:43. And once you get it, read it out.
Matthew chapter 12, verse 43. You said
12:43.
When an unclean spirit is gone out of a man, he walketh through dry places, seeking rest, and findeth none.
So does that seem like the afterlife when it says an unclean spirit? So first things first, what is an unclean spirit?
A demon.
A demon. So when a demon does what?
It's going out of a man.
It's going out of a man. So, when you tempted, that demon's on you like, oh, man, I think we should do this. Man, you know what? They saying they got a kilo of fentanyl that we can go ahead and sell and make some quick money real quick. You know what? Hey, let's go ahead and get it. Okay, we got it? All right, bet. Okay, how long is it going to take for us to flip that? Oh, we going to flip it? All right, bet. That's what we're going to do. See, that's your demon talking to you the whole time. Okay, I'm going to flip this. All right, I'm going to break it down. I'm going to go ahead. All right, I'm going to do it like this. I'm going to do it like that. I'm going to do it. And then all of a sudden, the kid gets killed from it. And now the demon like, hey, my boy. Hey, I'll catch you later. Now, all the things that you thought about at first is out your mind because now somebody is hurt from it. Oh, that same demon that's in your body. Oh man, you know what? We're gonna ride on him tonight. Yeah. He thought everything was sweet. Man, he knew exactly what color he was wearing down here. Yeah. Hey, say, fam, what you on? Why you around these parts? Are you good? Are you? I bet that. Yeah, we're gonna ride on him. Yeah, Now you go ride on him and you shoot and kill this dude. But little did you know the laws was right down the street watching you the whole entire time. Now you hear whoop whoop. Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians. When we hear whoop whoop, we all be like, ooh, okay, all right. Where them boys at? You see, there's a different spirit on you when you about to do something wrong, and then when you're dealing with the consequences of doing something wrong. So it says, when the unclean spirit goes out of a man, then what?
He walketh through dry places,
Go ahead.
seeking rest, and findeth none.
He walketh through dry places. So now once he leaves out of you, because he done sat here and got you sewn up. Now, you know what? Let me go to the next person. Let me go find somebody else new to go to. Man, I can't find nobody else to go to. Okay. Well, you know what? I remember Johnny. Johnny always had room for me in his house. Keep reading.
Seeking rest, and findeth none.
So he findeth no other person to jump into. Keep going.
Then he said, I will return into my home house from whence I came out.
Man, you know what? I can't find nobody else to get into. You know what? Man, I'm gonna go back. Now, mind you, hey, if y'all have never seen this movie, y'all need to go watch this movie by it's an old movie by Denzel Washington called Fallen. Fallen will sit here and show you exactly what we're reading right now. Because Fallen, in that movie Fallen, I'm talking about people will bump each other and you'll see the demon switch off of people just like this, hopping from place to place, host to host, host to host. And when it can't find anybody to just sit here and rest in for a long period of time, then it has to do what?
I will return into my house from whence I came out.
I will go back to that same person from which I came out. But when that person did what? Once that person decides to become a new creature, now I done got jammed up. So now I got to change my life, right? So now, you know what, man? Now I'm bringing my life to the Most High. I'm doing my time. I'm righting my wrongs. Now I'm bringing my life. I'm giving my life to the Most High God. Now the demon wants to come back. I done sat here and swept up all them other demons out. I done made my house clean. I done made my mind clean. I done made my body pure and clean again. Now all of a sudden, that demon that got me in the first place is back. And what does it say?
And when he is come, he find it empty, swept, and garnished.
He done found that temple, your body. He done saw that you became a new creature. You done changed yourself. And now what does he have to do?
Then goeth he, and taketh with himself 7 other spirits more wicked than himself, and they enter in and dwell there. And the last state of that man is worse than the first.
Exactly. Now that you chose to be different and set apart, now the demon feels like he's not strong enough to sit here and mess over you. So now he has to go get more people and come back. He got to go get the legion of demons and come back to sit here and dwell within you. And now it's an ongoing battle. It's an ongoing fight. Like, you got to understand that these demons don't just come once you're dead and you know, you're under the ground and you in hell and all. That ain't when demons come. You deal with demons on a regular basis. And these demons are trying to see if you're the same person you was the first time they left. If you're the same person that, if you know what, if you had a smoking demon, if you had a drug demon, and you was able to beat that demon the first time, what's gonna happen?
30 days later, he's gonna come back, or 7 days later.
And he gonna come back with how many people?
A lot more.
A lot more. Now, you know, at first I used to just smoke cigarettes. Now I keep smelling that weed, man. That weed smell good, man. But now that weed ain't doing enough for me, so now I gotta go to that crack. Man, that crack ain't doing it for me. Now I gotta go to that heroin. Them demons are going to keep coming back harder and harder till they utterly destroy you, because a demon's job is to do what?
Put you to death.
It's to kill you. It's to separate you so that way they can kill you with ease. That's the things that we got to understand, man. The only way you're going to save your life, go to Ecclesiasticus and the Apocrypha 2 and 1. The only way you're going to truly save your life is for you to follow the law, statutes, and commandments. Deny temptation and lust. Deny the thoughts that we all have. We want to sit here and do all these things. We want to sit here. I want to be rich in this world. How do I be rich, man? I might have to sell my soul. Because, matter of fact, before we go there, let's go to Mark. Let me give me Mark 8 and Salakia, Mark 8 and 36.
This is the book of Mark, chapter 8, verse 36. For what shall it profit a man if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul?
Understand this, man. What do you truly gain if you get the riches of this world, if you get the women of this world, if you get the peace of this world, but you lose your soul? You lose the thing that you're going to have in eternity. You're going to lose your thing. You're going to lose the biggest thing that you have in the kingdom because you gain the world. What does it profit you? Keep reading.
Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? Verse 38, whosoever therefore shall be ashamed of me and of my words in this adulterous and sinful generation, of him also shall the Son of Man be ashamed when he cometh in the glory of his Father with the holy angels.
Understand this, man. If you would rather gain the world and lose your soul behind it, don't ever sit here and look for the Most High to sit here and congratulate you. When he comes back, when the sky cracks open, don't sit here and run up to the Lord like, hey, man, you know, I got this 500,000 for you. Man, look, man, I got this. I got 6 mansions. I got, man, 18 baby mamas. I got 20 kids. Man, I got these Ferraris, these Bentleys, these Aston Martins. I got all this stuff. You know what the Lord gonna look? You know what the Most High gonna do? You know what the Lord gonna do when he see all that?
All that but brotherhood.
You got all these things, but what did you do for your community? You getting all this money, you've been on TV, but what have you done in my name? Depart from me, because I never knew thee. Matter of fact, bring him hither and kneel him down before me and sling, cut his head off.
Off with his head.
Off with his head. Because you rather gain this world and lose your soul instead of losing this world and gaining a soul. The only way that you're going to gain a soul is for you to lose this world. You got to be able to put away all the things of this world so that way you can actually be what the Most High wants you to be. Go ahead and go to Ecclesiasticus 2 and 1.
It's the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 2, verse 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation.
Why is it saying, if you want to serve me, prepare yourself from temptation?
You got to fight all your demons.
You got to fight all your demons, or you got to, you
got to fight every demon that come to you.
You got to fight every demon that comes to you. What does that mean? How many demons are going to come to you? Because why are they coming to you?
Because you have the truth and they're gonna take you out of it.
Exactly. That's right on. Get that brother a hand, man. Get that brother a hand. That's right on. Prepare yourself for temptation. Because when you decide to become a new creature, when you decide to kill the old man and become something new, more temptations, more lust, more battles are going to come to you because they don't like it. Them demons don't like the fact that you're trying to be something new. So now, you know what? I used to be able to run free in your mind, but now I can't run free in your mind. So you know what I got to do now? I got to go get my partners and I got to come back. And now I'm going to see if we can run free. Oh, we can't run free? All right, now I got to get even more partners. Oh, I went back and got 7 people. Okay, now I got to go get 3. I got to go get 14. Oh, now I got to go get 30. Oh, now I got to go get 60. Now I got to go get 1,000. Now you're dealing with 1,000 demons all in your mind, trying to utterly destroy you because you chose to be with the Most High God. So prepare yourself, prepare your soul for these things to come when you decide to serve the Lord. When you decide to save your life, know that these things are coming. Know that these tests, trials, and tribulations are coming for you. Keep reading that.
Verse 2, set thy heart aright and constantly endure and make not haste in time of trouble.
Man, you know what? Stand 10 toes. Keep your chin up and your chest held high. I'm talking about chest out and you ready for it. In the time of trouble, don't try to go through your hard times quickly. Don't wish that your hard times fly by. Because through your hard times, you're learning the most. When things are good, you just kick back and relax. But when things are bad and things start happening in your life, that's when you start learning. You don't learn when things are easy. You learn when things are difficult. So stand 10 toes. Keep your chest out. Poke your chest out. Keep your chin held high. Because you chose the Lord this day. And by you choosing the Lord this day, you chose to battle your demons and others' demons every day. Keep reading.
Verse 3, cleave unto him and depart not away.
Cleave unto what?
Cleave unto him and depart not away.
Cleave unto the Most High God and don't try to depart. Don't leave. It's telling you, don't try to run fast through your trials and tribulations. Don't run fast through your hard times, but cleave unto the Most High God throughout your hard times. We talking about saving our lives. This whole time I was talking about all the things that they are using in life to destroy us. I'm telling you right now, this is the thing that you need to save your life. Prepare your soul for temptation. Stand 10 toes. Stand firm and strong. Pick your head up. Pick your chin up. And cleave unto the Most High God through your hard times. Because these are the things that's going to save your life. These are the things that you need to be better in this life, man. Go ahead and keep reading, huh? What's going on? Okay. Go ahead.
Your hardest battle is gonna be the ones you remember the most.
Exactly. The struggles, the times that you were poor, the times that you sat here and you had nothing else. You felt like you had nothing else to live for. You wanted to kill yourself. You want to be dead and gone because you know what? I can't take this no more. But you know what? I stayed alive and I cleaved unto the Most High. And stuff started turning around for me because I didn't decide to didn't decide to unalive myself, Salakia. I didn't decide to unalive myself. These are the things that you need. It also says,
Oh, you want me to finish it, sir?
kind of.
Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end.
That you may be what?
May be increased at your last end.
What does that mean by you being increased at your last end? When you're increased at your last end, what does that mean?
When you think you're not gonna make it, things gonna turn around and go in your favor.
It's gonna turn around and go in your favor. But what if it don't go in your favor until Christ come back? Then what increase do you get? What is the increase that you get?
Brothers.
On top of that, what you got, Ak?
A crown.
A crown, Ak. If I have to go through hell every single day and I don't never see an increase in this world, but when the Most High God comes back, I get a crown, it was all worth it. All of this was worth it. Because I'd rather be poor in this life and get a crown when Christ come back than for me to be rich in this life and be nothing to the Most High God. Understand that, man. Keep reading.
Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate.
Keep reading.
For gold is tried in the fire, and the acceptable man in the furnace of adversity.
Y'all gotta understand this, man. Pressure is how you make those fine golds. How do you get gold? When you get gold and you want to make it the purest it can be, what do you got to do? Go ahead, Ak.
You gotta smote it.
You got to smote it, which means what? For the people that might not know what smote means.
Melt it down.
Right.
Melt it.
And when you melt it down, what are you melting down?
The ore, the gold ore. You
You
turn
ever
it into like molten gold, like lava.
And what leaves when you burn it down and smote it down?
The impurities, the dirt.
So in all, the only way that Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, the 12 tribes of Israel, the Haitians, Jamaicans, the Colombians, the Cubans, the people from Panama, all our people, the only way for us to be great is for us to face adversity and understand that what we have to do is we have to be melted down. We came into this world one way, but you know what? It's time for us to become a new creature. And by us becoming a new creature, we have to choose the Most High God first. And when we choose the Most High God first, we are now in the furnace. And while we're in that furnace, what is coming off of us? All the impurities is coming off of us. So that way, when we decide to finally get done being in that furnace and we step out and we be that new creature, what is that?
Gold.
We're gonna be the fierce. We're gonna be the best. We're gonna be the set apart thing that the Most High God have and wanted for us in the very beginning. And we're going to be that fine jewel that the Lord can be proud of. That can only happen if we are going to sit here and go through the hard times and follow the law, statutes, and commandments and cleave to the Most High God. If you want to save your life, come into the I.S.U.P.K under Commander General YAHANNA and learn what it is to truly love your people and truly become something brand new. Right. And go through the furnace of affliction every single day So that way you can melt away those impurities and be something new and be something great and be something set apart. So that way you can make your Father proud and stop making these oppressors proud, man.
That's right.
These oppressors have been proud long enough, and it's time for them to start hating you.
Right.
And when they start hating you, just know they hated your Father first. So I'd rather be hated by the oppressor than loved by them, man.
Right.
And with that, we're gonna get a class over to young man Nike, man. Come on out.
We are the I.S.U.P.K. Started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, Numbers 18:21, also in Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 through 10, means tenth in the Hebrew, my asherah, 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations, Day of Atonement, 10th day of the 7th month, Sunday, 24th of September, 2023. You can read about it in Leviticus chapter 23, verse 27 through 32. If anyone wants to become a trooper in the school, start wearing all black, boots, shirt, pants, or a headband. And these are the security announcements.
And with that, we're going to give a courtesy salute to the brothers and the sisters. Men of Israel. Majum Shabbat. Majum. Barak. Yahweh Yahweh Shah Brakatah. Yom Matah. Sword. Face the sisters. Men of Israel. Majum Shabbat. Majum. Barak. Yahweh Shemal Atah Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah. Yom Matah. Dismissed.